Hello, it's Jeanette with Geomazing Papercrafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how I put together this cute little box. It's not really that difficult. It's kind of a, plain little box with a lid on it. But what I have inside here is a little snack. It's a keto snack. And I'm going to be giving out some of these to my friends who decided that they want to go on a ketogenic diet and they want to start losing some weight, and they've already lost some weight. So I thought this little congratulations snack box would be good. And what I'm going to be using today is some products from the Fine Art Floral Suite that's in our Stampin'Up mini catalog. And this is the really pretty I guess you would say it's that Poppy Parade, and it's got Blushing Bride and Flirty Flamingo. Isn't that a pretty color? And of course I've got to change it up, so I am going to be using a different color, my favorite color, which is blue, and Pool Party. These are the two pieces that I'm going to be using today. Okay, the designer series paper that I'm going to use measures 5 inches by 6 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the cardstock a little bit smaller than the designer series paper. It's still going to be around 5 inches by 6 inches, but I'm going to go just a little bit less. I would say like a 32nd less. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on my screen. It's not quite 5 inches. I'm just going a little less because I want the bottom box to be a little smaller, and that way I'll have a nice snug fit. And then we're going to go with the 6-inch mark and just do the same thing, just a little bit less, like maybe a 30 seconds of an inch less. Now I'm going to use this to make my tag. So let's put this away. We got this and this, and we're also going to need a piece of the acetate. Sorry, I should have had it already cut here. Well, the acetate's going to measure 3 inches. I think this is a 3-inch piece. This is the acetate that comes in the suite. So we're going to go 3 inches by 2.5 inches, and that's for the window of the box here. So we'll do that. Now there's different styles of this acetate, some really pretty floral, and one of the florals actually overlays the designer series paper. I may have to do a video on a card with that. It's because it's just so pretty. Okay, so we got our cardstock, we've got our designer series paper, and we have our acetate, and that's pretty much all we need for the box. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is bring in where is it? Oh, my kitty wants to join in here. We're not going to have it, are we? Here it is. I'm looking for my Simply Scored scoring tool here, and I want to make sure that it's on camera. I'll do the bottom part first because that's the easiest one. And we're just going to score it at 1 inch all the way around. And that's it. 1 inch. Okay. And on this one here, on the long side, we're going to score it at 5 inches and 5.5. Now, the reason I did that is because it's kind of hard for me to get my finger in there and hold the paper. It's easier for me to do that on the long side at 5 inches and 5.5. I can hold the paper better. But if you don't have a problem, just go 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And now I'm going to turn this to the short side, to the 5-inch side, and I'm going to score this at 4 inches and 4.5. And I want to turn it 80 degrees and score it at 4 inches and 4.5. Okay? And now we are done with our scoreboard. Let's put that away. Now I find that it's easier for me to look at the scoring on the back side of the designer series paper, but like I said, we're gonna put the easy part together first. I'm gonna grab my paper snips. I've got 2 pairs of paper snips here. One that I try to just use for ribbon, and the other I use for paper only. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut just up this score line right here. I'm actually cutting the score line off. Okay, and when you bend it or when you score it, you can just snip it off like that, and then it's flush here. That's the way I like to do it. So we're cutting the score line off. You can wedge if you want to, if you're more comfortable with wedging. I just cut that score line off like that, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. And I cut that. See, there's a score line here. I make sure that I cut into that score line and cut it completely off up there. There we go. And now we'll go ahead and burnish all of our score lines with our bone folder. Okay, and now I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet so that I can put some tear and tape on these tabs right here. And I like to wear it like a bracelet. And I'm going to just go ahead and put tear and tape just on this edge right here. And I use a little block with a straight edge to help me cut my tear and tape. Now I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to peel off the backer paper of this tear and tape. And we'll put our box together. Easy peasy. And just make sure that when you put your box together that the edges on top either match or that you don't see this flap at all. And there you go. There's the bottom. Now the top is a little different. Like I say, I'm going to have to cut from the back side because it's really difficult to see the score lines for me in the front because it's such a beautiful paper. Isn't that gorgeous? I just absolutely love the blue with the pool party, and this is Calypso Coral and So Saffron, and I think that's a bumblebee. I'm not really sure. But they have got some gorgeous, gorgeous colors in this design. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to cut up this square here and cut it off like that. I'm going to do the same on this side. And cut that off right at the score line there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut these 2 squares off on both sides. And then I'm going to cut this square, so that will leave me with just one little tab on this side here, like that. Okay, and we'll do the same on this side. And I'm going to repeat on the other side. Okay, so there you have it. Now it's time to punch the hole in the middle of this. And so to help me center it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler from corner to corner and a pencil or a pen. And it doesn't really matter because you're going to be cutting this part off. I'm just going to take a little marking of the middle, like that, and then like this. And I'm just measuring from corner to corner here on the inside part of the box, of the top of the box, okay? So here we go, like that and right that. And so there's my center right there. See, right there. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and fold the score lines in. Okay. Like that. Just on the one side. And then I'm going to bring this everyday label punch in. And we are going to, oops, let's do this on this side here. We are going to make sure that that is right in the center. Just kind of eyeball it the best you can. I have a little center point there, so I'm trying to, I just drew that there, not from an old project I did. I just wanted to make sure that it was centered. So to me, if I'm looking at the sides, make sure that you're kind of even on the sides too. I'm looking at the score lines on the sides here. Okay, now I think that might be center right there. I'm punching, and there you go. And there we have it. There's our hole. Now we're going to take our acetate piece, and we're going to just put it in here. I think I might have cut this a little bit too big. It's supposed to be 2.5 by 3. Is that what I have? Yeah, I guess it doesn't really have. I guess it's 2.25 by 3. Is that what my notes say? Oh, it does say 2.25 by 3. So let's get out our paper cutter again. And we're just going to trim off 1/4 inch to make this 2.25 by 3 inches. Okay. I thought that was wrong. It looked a little too big for me. There we go. That's going to fit better on the inside of the box. Let's put this away. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue dots just on the corners of the front side here. Just on every corner. Let's find some glue dots here. There we go. All right. And you're wondering, why aren't you doing it on the back side? It's because I'm going to be gluing it down so that the gold shows in the front, because I want that gold to show. Okay, does that make sense? I hope so. Hope I'm explaining it right. So I'm just grabbing a glue dot for every corner. And then I am going to, oh, looks like I have a glue dot stuck on me here. Make sure I have a glue dot on every corner here. Yes, I do. All right, now let's put this down. Oh, it's a little crooked, so let me see if I can pick this up and do it straighter this time. There it goes. Okay. And now I have my window sheet, my acetate window sheet with that beautiful gold design. Isn't that pretty? And let me bring in my silicone craft sheet again, because now I am going to be putting adhesive on all of these little tabs here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the tear and tape. You could use, because this is designer series paper, you could use Seal or Seal Plus. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the tear and tape. Now I am going to make sure that all of these score lines are burnished. Okay, I'm going to fold these down. Okay. And when I fold them, I want to make sure that they roll over nice and neatly, okay? So I'm folding this line here and burnishing it, and then I'm folding it again to burnish it. And that way I know it's going to lay nicely over the top of the bottom of the box. Okay. Here we again, like this. One more time. Burnishing it nicely and burnishing. Okay. And these little tabs, just kind of fold them down. And now I'm going to take the tear and tape backer paper off of the tabs. You got to be careful because they are a little delicate here. Not as strong as the cardstock, but it's pretty good designer series paper. Okay, now I'm going to put the box together like I did before, like that. Oh, I forgot one step. Uh-oh, forgot one step. I need more tear and tape. Okay, I'm glad I caught myself before I glued everything down. On the inside of the box, on every edge, I'm just going to put about maybe an inch or so of tear and tape right in the center, and this is going to help keep that flap folded down. It won't pop up. Okay, just for good measure. You could use seal here too if you wanted to. That doesn't really matter. Okay, and now I've got all of the tear and tape off of the flaps. I'm going to do that part first. Okay, there it goes right here, and there it goes right there. Right here and right here. Okay, got a nice little box top going there, and then I'm going to just take the tear and tape off of the sides. Now I'm going to fold the longer flaps in first on both sides and glue them down straight, and then I'm going to do the shorter flaps. You can do the opposite if you want to. I don't really think it matters, as long as it fits on the box. And if you've measured correctly, this should fit nice and snugly on your box right there. There's a little bit of a buckle here, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. Okay. All right. So now let's put our snack in there. Okay. I'm going to fold that down. These are really good snacks. I got them at Sam's Club. They come with two different types. One with the delicious dark chocolate. That's like my favorite, dark chocolate. Okay. Oops. Kind of bent the box here. So my bottom is just the bottom part of my box is just a little bit too big. So you might want to adjust that, you know, for future reference. You can just make it just a tiny bit smaller, okay? But for the most part, it's snug on there, okay? And so now I'm going to make my tag, my little congratulations tag, and I'm going to use this little scrap piece of Pool Party. And here I am going to go ahead and gold emboss it, heat embossing it. And I'm going to be using my embossing buddy, which we don't carry anymore. I'm hoping they'll bring something like this back, but that's just to take the static off of your paper, to destatic it. And I'm going to put congratulations here, because I'm going to be die cutting this too. So we're just going to go congratulations. Okay. And let's bring out a piece of paper here. I just got a piece of paper that I'm folding, and I'm going to be using some gold embossing powder and sprinkling it on here like that. See that? Okay, and we're going to just the excess back in the jar. Put that away before I get it all over the place, and I'm going to bring out my heat gun, and we're going to heat emboss this. So lower your volumes if you don't want to hear the noise. And we're going to be using the, excuse me, we're going to be using the die from the Floral Galleries die set, and that's also part of that Fine Art Floral. And I'm going to just use the longer of the little tags here. I like the little inward scallops that it has. The opposite scallops, I would say. And I'm just going to put a little piece of tape here, and I'm going to bring in my little mini boss here. They call this the mini boss. This is my mini cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to go ahead and use it because you can use this on your smaller dies. It works really great for smaller dies. Okay, here we go. Let's put this side here. And there we have it. There's my cute little tag. Okay, now let me put this part away. And now let's finish this box. I am going to, let's see, which way do the flowers go? I think they go like that. Okay, they're actually tossed all over the place. I'm going to be using some of the mini, these are the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. They're perfect for this little tag because the bigger ones are a little bit too big for this tag. So we're using the mini dimensionals, and I'm going to set that straight right there. Okay, and now the next thing I'm going to do is attempt to make a bow. I'm going to be using the ribbon. This is called the Fine Art ribbon, and this is in the gold color. Look how pretty that is. Okay, now I don't really make ribbons very well. I do have a tool here that I bought several months ago just to see if this would help me. This is a We Are Memories keeper. Stampin' Up! Does not sell this, but this is a very helpful tool for me because I am so bow challenged. So I'm hoping I'm doing this right. I'm sticking my ribbon in this slot right here, and I want to do a double ribbon, so I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times while it's still on while it's still on the spool, and then I'm going to hold it like that. So that's pretty much how I did that. And then I'm going to take my ribbon scissors and just kind of cut, because you're not going to leave that there, of course. You're going to have to tuck this part inside that slot right there. Oops, let's do that again. Tucking it inside the slot right there. Okay, and we're going to bring it in between the two like that, and then we're just going to give it a tie in it, and hopefully this is going to turn out better than the last one I did. Okay, and you kind of want to make sure that your bow is, you know, tied. Now I think I'm going to keep my ribbons kind of to the side like that, or my ends to the side like that. Okay, but I do want my bow to separate from that. Now you can tighten it even more once you get it off of that little contraption there, the bow maker. I think it's called bow maker. I'm not sure what it's called, but I think I got it. Oh, I don't know if I got it at Joann's or Hobby Lobby. One of those places was selling it. All right, now I'm just going to, with my ribbon scissors, I think I'm just going to cut it this way. I try to get fancy on the other one. And we're just going to set that right there with some glue dots. Let's find some glue dots here. There's the glue dot right there. And I'm going to put about 3 of them on there. I want it to hold really good. One on one side, one on the other side, and it's going to hold. nicely right there. Okay. Now I am done. What do you think? Isn't that cute? I think my friends who are dieting without me, I guess I should join them. You know, it's kind of hard to lose weight when you can't go a whole lot of places these days. Oh, one thing I did forget. You see how I put the little gems on there? I'm not done yet. Oh, I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool. See, it has the little gooey side on here. And I'm going to take some gems and just kind of scatter them. About 3 of them. One every size. We'll see how that looks. There we go. There. Okay. You can scatter as many as you want to, but I think 3. Oops. I think 3 is enough. What do you think? I hope that you like this project. I hope that I've taught you something, and I hope you'll try this. All of the tools and supplies that I use in this video are going to be listed in the description of this video. And I hope that I can be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. And go to my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net. And I am Jeanette with Geamazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.